The matter is before the National Human Rights Commission. You may deny it, but I think let them be not so stupid as to deny the facts which is on record before the Commission.
At that time, judiciary was not aware at all. So there is a glaring example है तो भाई कमल सिंह धामी का है जिन्हें शरेआम KPS गिल में एक्सपोज किया गया मतलब सारी दुनिया में पता है कि KPS गिल ने कमल सिंह धामी ने चंडीगढ़ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀਤਾ कि जी ही इज अ खालिस्तान आइडियोलॉग और ਇਹਨੇ ਸਰੈਂਡਰ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਭਾਈ ਕਮਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਧਾਮੀ ਨੂੰ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਐਕਸਪੋਜ਼ ਕਰਤਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਈ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਰੈਂਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ 6 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਤੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਲੀਗਲ ਡਿਟੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਟੌਰਚਰ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ और सारी ये कहानी बनाई गई है जस्ट टू गेन पर्सनल गेन बाय KPS गिल कि मैं सरैंडर कराया जी खालिस्तान आइडियोलॉग इस गल का प्रेसिस ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ऑल ओवर द कंट्री इस गल ਨੂੰ हाईलाइट ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ KPS गिल ਨੂੰ एक्सपोज ਕੀਤਾ इस गल ਨੂੰ सारी दुनिया जानती उस दे बावजूद भाई कमल सिंह धामी के खिलाफ केस पाया गया यह शो किया गया कि ही वॉज अरेस्टेड अनंदपुर साहब उत्थे फिर उन्होंने उसके खिलाफ केस पाया गया सटिशन वगैरह 124 लाई गई IPC की कि NSP दी है खालिस्तान के खिलाफ खालिस्तान के बारे वो केस चलिया उस केस धामी साहब को 5 साल अंदर रहना पाया बदकिस्मती की गल है कि वह सजा जी सारी दुनिया को पता कि झूठा केस है सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी अपहेल्ड की
तरीके दसे गए ने किस तरीके नाल तुसी एक माइनर नू डील करना है एक नाबालिग नू डील करना है लेकिन गल जे क्योंकि मैं पिछले अपने 13 साल के तजर्बे च ही देखा है कि बच्चे जेडे मारे गए ने या जेडे इंटरोगेट किए गए ने वो माँ प्यो के नाल किए गए ने पता नहीं तुसी जेड़ा हुण स्टडी की है उन्होंने किस लिहाज नाल की
This picturesque University of Berlin hospital, behind its rustic beauty and ivy-covered walls, the sign reads, "The Center for the Treatment of Torture Victims." Dr. Seth Grusner was one of the clinic's founders.
There are lesions, especially by bayonets, during arresting somebody. Well, I had 2 young men from Punjab who had very characteristic lesions. Trying to defend themselves, they placed their hands over their head, and we found fractures of the bones in the forearm. That is very characteristic of defending a blow. Another symptom is if they meet somebody in, let's say, white clothes like a doctor, they again panic, they may panic. 2 of my patients reported that they had been tortured by electricity, and the electrodes were put to penis, ear lobes and tongue. So it's very difficult to find a proof after that, because we cannot make any biopsy of the penis, for example.
This man is one of Dr. Grussner's patients. While a student, he was severely tortured by the security forces in Punjab, although he denies ever committing any wrongdoing. They continuously interrogated me, he says, and did acts to me that are so vile they are unrepeatable. The first time they capture you, they take you into a nearby room, and the first thing they do is swear obscenities at you. Then they strip you naked. They took every piece of my clothing off and tied my hands behind my back and hung me upside down. They strap your naked body and swear such disgusting obscenities at you that you cannot bear to listen to them. Afterwards, when you do not tell them anything because you do not know anything, what can you tell them? When you tell them nothing, they put electric shocks on your testicles. At this time, I cannot conceive children. This man was also tortured and must live with its devastating after effects. The police immediately started questioning me about members of the Federation who had gone underground, he says. Many members of the Federation go underground because of police threats. They used torture to question me. They disrobed me. They took all of my clothes off, from A to Z, including my underwear. They took my hands and tied them behind my back with a rope, and hung me on a hook on the wall. After hanging me, they took steel rods and struck me on the knees and ankles. In this manner, they would hang me. When I passed out, they would take me down, and then they would hang me up again when I regained consciousness, and question me more. What could I tell them? I did not know where the underground people were. The three of them also have an electrical machine. It is like a battery. It looks like a motorcycle battery. They give you shocks with this. This battery had knobs on it. They attached these to my ears, to my heart, and then to my testicles, and gave me electric shocks. Then they sat me down, and one man grabbed me from behind, by my hair. They straightened out my legs. One fellow was pulling me from behind. Two of them pulled my scrotum apart. As I lost consciousness, they would stop. This is the system they used from June 14 to July 6 on me. About 22 to 23 days of torture. Lord Avery is one of Britain's foremost human rights advocates.
Well, you know, I mean, disappearances started in Latin America. We remember them from Argentina in 1976. And in fact, the phrase desaparecidos was used to describe this phenomenon. It was something that came out of Latin America, and you didn't see it anywhere else in the world. But now, the technique of making people disappear has been extended to the subcontinent, and in particular to India. And I would say that the trouble is with India that because she has a superficially democratic system, she becomes immune from criticism in the international community. But the scale of these disappearances, the scale of the extrajudicial killings, and of the unlawful detentions without trial or without access to lawyer are on a very large scale indeed, and they cannot be allowed, I think, to stand comparison with any other country in the world.